If I sense that they're looking at me and I'm looking at them and they're listening to me and I can make a suggestion and I hear him say, if he answers me, then I know he's listening to me. So I feel confident. I feel comfortable because I know he's listening to me. There's a lot of things that can interfere with that in the performance. The band has to be operating as a unit. And the way that I describe it, the easiest way I can describe it is if you look at my shirt, it's strong, right? I can't tear it. I can yank on it as hard as I want and it won't tear. But if I took the threads apart, it's many, many threads, thin, tiny little threads, and they're woven together. And then it makes it tight. And that's how music works. That's how an ensemble of musicians playing together works. It becomes a fabric that's tight. And, you know, you could talk about that in a real general way in music, but particularly, you know, in my case, in the groove. You know, we talk about the groove. The groove is several things, but primarily it's the pulse, the tempo, boom, 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 boom. So you want a steady pulse, and then it has to feel a certain way, you know? Is it boom, 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 boom? Is it like this? Or is it boom, boom, you know? Is it laid back and relaxed in that same tempo? Or is it up on top, boom, 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 you know? Or does it have that kind of like upfront energy to it? And this is the different types of feels that we put on the groove. What's allowing that to happen is that he's playing simple. He's playing just doom, ka, and giving me the space to play with what the hi-hat's doing. You play just the hi-hat part. See what's happening? Now add the others. Just the hi-hat. So you get it, right? We're just locking in. We're just locking into that 16th note feel. And me as the bass player, if I'm going to go there, if I'm going to attempt to play that feel, I need to be able to play the 16th notes. to talk about this groove for a second because this is a really good example. I noticed again, as soon as we started playing that and that groove was really good, everybody starts smiling and they start bobbing their head, their bodies start moving because the groove feels good. But this is why the groove feels good. There's space in there. There's time when no sound is coming from our instruments, right? This empty space is the most important part of why that feel works. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's what we're not playing that's making it be as powerful as it is. So if we break down what was just happening there, I was going. Nothing. Space. Long space. See what I'm saying? Those big holes in there where there's nothing happening. That's what's making a groove. The topic of dynamics. Dynamics is volume, okay? How loud, loudness of the band, loudness of the music, loudness of the player. And in my playing, within my musicality, the fibers that make up my musical personality, I'm a very dynamic player, meaning I like to play very soft, almost like just breathing, like a whisper, right? So within the way that I attack the instrument with my right hand, sometimes I'm playing very, very, very soft. Sometimes I'm playing a little bit louder than soft. Sometimes I'm playing in the middle area. Sometimes I'm playing in between a middle and what would be considered loud. Sometimes I'm playing as loud as I can. And sometimes I play even louder than that. Just in your face, charging rhinoceros loud, okay? So that's the dynamic ladder. When you can play softly as a band, it makes the audience have to listen more, so it makes them pay attention to what you're doing more. It brings them in and makes them part of what's going on. It makes them more involved in what's going on. If the band just comes out on the stage and just completely bowls them over, it's like it's like an army of soldiers that's just running over the audience, just running them down. If you come with maybe a certain amount of energy, starting in kind of a medium place, it's comfortable. Everybody likes it. Then you have somewhere to go. You have two very important places to go. If you kind of live in the medium area most of the time, you have two important places to go. One is to go very low. It's a powerful thing to break it down, to take it from a medium place and get very, very soft. It's a powerful thing because it draws the audience in. And then equally as powerful is if you're in the medium place, you can really hit them hard with some real powerful energy. But you can't stay in the top all the time. You just can't. You got to stay in the middle place. And then you have somewhere to go. You can get soft and use that, because getting soft is just as powerful. It's powerful in a different way, but it's just as powerful to get soft and draw the audience in. And then also take it even higher, take it to even more powerful place. If you start off and you're here, there's nowhere to go. I mean, you can come down from there. But if you're way, way up here, you can't go any farther this way. And you learn it by playing with other musicians. It's not something that you can learn just practicing alone. You can work on it, but it's like we say where the rubber hits the road, where it becomes a reality is where musicality becomes a reality is when we start playing with another musician. To nowhere. Okay. So if I'm not listening to him, he's saying to me, I want to get softer. I want to get softer. He's telling me, he doesn't have to yell it across the stage, get softer, I want to get softer. He just starts to play softer. If I'm being a respectful musician and I'm in the moment and paying attention to what he's doing, I'm hearing him get softer, and there's no argument. I'm not arguing with him. I'm being agreeable. I'm cooperating with him. He says, I feel it to get softer. I want it to go softer. So I go with him. I don't just go, and then he goes softer and softer and softer till he goes away, and I'm still going. And then he's over there, and I'm like, what, man? Where'd you go? You know what I mean? I have to be listening to what he's doing and be paying attention and say, he wants to get softer. I'm going to go with him. That's the art of compromise. That's the art of collaboration. That's what makes master musicians. They're listening, and they have that willingness. On the stage is only this much of the time. You know, when you're in a band and you're working together, if you're touring to promote an album or something like this, maybe for a whole year, you're traveling the whole year together, all the time. Okay, maybe you have 2 weeks off here, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks off. Okay, so maybe you're off. Out of 12 months, maybe you're home with your family for 8 of those weeks. 8 weeks out of 12 months or something like that. 1 month. So I'm with him and with him all day, every day, all day long. Not just the hour that we're on the stage playing the music. We're together all the time. I mean, when we're sleeping, we might be in places that are different, but we might be the same place when we're sleeping too, depending on where we're at. And, so the personalities, you really need to learn how to be flexible. And some people just don't have the personality for it. You have to be really cool, like, hey man, it's cool, So we learned that in the van, in the road, there's times like in the morning after breakfast, in between like 8 in the morning and lunchtime, everybody has their headphones on and everybody's reading. Nobody's talking to each other. This is the time when everybody's just chilling out, In the night after the show, yeah, it was a good show, it's a good time, and everybody's being social and stuff like that. But during the day when they're traveling, a lot of times we just got the headphones on with our own private music and reading, or on the computer, whatever. So you got to be able to find those kind of places where you can be away from everyone, but even though they're sitting right next to you. Yeah.